What's up? This is Kevin Pillow for KRP Broadcasting, coming to you live on Ustream on the iPhone. That's right. Who would have thunk it, maybe even 5, maybe 10 years ago, that we could do a live webcast like this for next to nothing? But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Though technology is definitely going to be a big part of the talking on KRP Broadcasting. Let's talk a little bit about the NFL lockout. Now, we talked about the bias on ESPN this morning. Let's talk about the lockout. This is another controversial topic in the sports world today. I'm against the players. A lot of people, fans, the media, whatever it may be, everyone but the NFL owners is on the side of the players. Except for me. Now, I understand their argument. I don't agree with it, but I understand their argument. That if, say, they go to 18 games, they want compensation. It happens in work. You work more, you get paid more, right? Wrong. Ask a manager at Walmart. Ask a manager at Best Buy. Ask a manager anywhere in retail, anywhere in the world that signs a contract that works for a salary. Some weeks you work 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 90 hours a week. It happens. I've seen it happen. People don't understand that just because you work a couple extra shifts, you think you're entitled to more money. It doesn't work that way, no. So, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and yes, even Drew Brees. I'm sorry. Because the owners, your boss, wants you to work 2 more games to make them more money, you don't get any more. Because you signed a contract. And in your contract, it doesn't say anything about you getting more money if your owner adds 2 more games. Which leads me to this. At the end of the day, I really don't blame the players completely. I blame the unions. The unions have destroyed sports. Because look at the NBA, look at Major League Baseball, look at the NHL. They're all looking at the NFL going, hey, that's not a bad idea. The owners are going, hey, we can lock out the players, and the players are going, hey, we can get more money. But it all comes down to the unions. Yeah, I understand that most of the unions are ex-players, and it kind of comes full circle, but no. Unions have really ruined major business in America today, including professional sports leagues, because they don't get it. It's all about money to them. And all it is I want more money, and they don't want anything in return. It's never made any sense to me. I worked for a union, for a retail company, for 5 years. Every single year when our contract would come up between this company and the Teamsters, they would say, we're going on strike, they didn't meet our demands, we're going to walk out, we're going to do this. They're telling me, not my boss, not the owner of the company, but a representative who has, quote, the best interest in the employees at heart. They have my best interest in mind. And they're telling me to walk out on my job. And I asked them, well, for how much? Well, when you come back to work, you'll have more money. If I come back to work. Well, no, you'll come back. No. I grew up. My father taught me, if you walk off this job, don't come back. when I ran away from home to teach me a lesson. You're going to run away from home? Don't come back. Now, of course, he didn't really mean it in that particular case, but when I worked for him and I wanted to leave and I wanted to quit and said, I'm tired of this job, all right, see ya. Because he knew if he wanted to pay me more, he'll pay me more. He'll look at my work and go, hey, you know what? He's doing a good job. Let's pay him more money. And owners have done that over the years. GMs, owners, they've done that. A lot of times it's bit themselves in the ass. Look at Adrian Beltre. Adrian Beltre was a average player at best for the Los Angeles Dodgers back in the late 90s and the early 2000s. He has an unbelievable year. I can't remember which year it was, but he has just phenomenal year. Beltre could not be stopped. I want $90 million a year. Ha! See ya. Where's he end up? He ends up in Seattle. What's he do? Absolutely nothing. They give him the money. They give him $95 million or whatever it was. Now, it was not until he ends up full circle with the Texas Rangers and he has an okay career. An okay year. Not a great year. He has an okay year. But owners, that's why I side with the owners. Why give them more money? Every time they've given you more money, it's bitten them in the ass. So I side with the players. You should have no leg to stand on. If they want to lock you out, if the owners say, you know what, screw you, because if they didn't lock them out, the players were going to end up striking. And the owners got nothing to worry about because at the end of the day, owners, they still see those Tony Romo jerseys out on the street. They still see those Adrian Peterson jerseys out on the street, and Drew Brees and Reggie Bush and Peyton Manning. They see still those jerseys out there. They're going cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. They're making money. And you're probably thinking, well, that's not right. They're making money off Adrian Peterson. They're making, you know what? You got to believe that they're making their money in the back end. But if they're not, if Adrian Peterson's not making any money off his jersey sales, then get himself a new agent. I'm sorry. You're an idiot. It's like these guys that work for Vince McMahon for all these years. Yes, I'm going to go WWE on you. These guys that work for the WWE, and they have a great career in the WWE. Okay? For example, let's take a look at the Dudley Boys. If you're not familiar with the Dudley Boys, they were a tag team. They started in the minor leagues. They started in this one group called ECW, and they eventually come to WWE. Okay? They signed their contract with the WWE. Now, they signed a contract that says that their name, Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley, the Dudley Boys, anything having to do with the Dudley Boys is trademarked now of WWE. WWE owns their name. Well, they wanted to sign a new contract with the WWE. They demanded more money, and Vince McMahon said no. So the Dudley Boys pieced out and went over to a group called TNA. Now it's called Impact Wrestling. And they got to call themselves Team 3D. They got to change their name. A name they've had for over a decade, probably close to 2 decades. Because they signed a contract that says that Vince McMahon owns their names. Idiots. And then you know what? And they're probably saying, well, if we had a union, that wouldn't have happened. Boom, right there. You may say, well, that's a good union. No. You just got to be a smarter businessman. Those two wrestlers have worked pretty much as independent contractors with ECW for 10 years and had no problems losing their name. You just got to be smarter. You can't be stupid businessmen. And I don't blame the owners. I don't blame the players. I don't blame the owners. I blame the players for just being stupid businessmen and being too greedy. There is not one player in the NFL that is worth the money they're paid, except for Peyton Manning. Because Peyton Manning has been consistent. Peyton Manning's never had a bad year. Compared to the curve in the NFL, Peyton Manning's never had a bad year. He's the only guy I'd pay the big bucks to. Same thing with Albert Pujols. Well, guys, we'll talk about this some more. This is Kevin Pillow for KRP Broadcasting saying so long.